We're talking about what you're talking about.
Get real.
You all ready for this? Dun 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 dun. No.
Y'all, just stop. This is a sham. Welcome to DBL. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Stephanie Jones joining us today. Steph.
Am I joining the panel or am I joining like the mustache that's coming in over here of the century? What's going on?
You didn't hear? We're all growing them. Mine's just coming in a little quicker.
Yeah.
I love it. Is this going to be a permanent feature?
I'm just goofing around for a little bit. We have a photo shoot in like August. I'll take it off. But
please do.
It's summertime. It's the dog days of summer. I figured, why not?
I love it. It's different.
It's a little different.
Yeah.
It's a little different. Enough about my mustache. I have to hear very quickly about your trip to Egypt. I'm so jealous, so envious. It looked amazing. You have to fill everybody in a little bit, including me.
Jeff and I were talking about like our bucket list, and it was on both of our bucket lists. Yeah. It was absolutely incredible, I've got to say. Seeing things that were from 3000 BC, you can't even imagine that. Like, it's so hard to even comprehend. Outstanding. I've got to say, anyone who wants to visit, it's fantastic. It'll change your life. It's like one of those things that you feel like you're a part of history.
Wow.
You feel like it's so amazing you're on a movie set.
Wow.
It's incredible.
I'm so jealous.
Be happy for her. I think he is.
I'm very.
I thought you said I'm jealous. I was like,
well, you can be jealous and happy. I mean, people do it all the time. Generally, we call it hate.
No, someone told me, I think it was Tori who told me the difference between jealous and envious.
Yeah.
Isn't jealousy is where you
wish the other person didn't have it. Envy is you're happy they have it, but you wish
you did too. So envious is the right word.
Well, thanks for pointing that man-hate picture for everyone, but I am very happy for you. I'm jealous because I wish I was going myself.
You will.
And when I do, maybe you could give me some tips.
Oh, absolutely.
Maybe we could do it away in a different room from Tori.
Absolutely.
Okay. Brad Pitt is making some bold fashion statements on the red carpet. He wore a skirt to the premiere of his new movie Bullet Train in Berlin. He actually predicted that men in skirts would become a trend back in 2004. So that's why he wore it.
Yeah.
When asked why he wore it, he said simply, the breeze. The breeze. The new look also showed off Brad's leg tattoo, but also took a fashion risk while promoting the movie in Paris last weekend. Some called this a peach suit. Others called it cantaloupe. Brad, who is 58, also addressed a recent GQ article where he said he was on the last leg of his career. Let's watch.
I think I confused a lot of people. It didn't mean like I'm dying or anything. It just meant like I look at life, as a child to young adult to middle age, and now I'm past that middle age. So that's what I'm calling the last leg. And I just want to, with more intention.
All right, so there we go. First, let's digest the skirt, Steph. What did you think about Brad Pitt?
I'm not going to lie, it's absolutely shocking, isn't it? It's absolutely the worst look I've ever seen. For a man so good looking and handsome, he couldn't have made himself look much worse.
So you're obviously not here for it.
No, I know David Beckham has pulled it off much better than that, let's put it that way, but Brad, I don't know what he's thinking. Shocking.
I'm with you. And Erica, maybe it's because the way he styled it, because I'm down with the gladiator, right?
Let's go from top to bottom because it's all wrong. Okay, so Brad has he's getting more of the gray on his beard, so it's not as obvious because the sun's hitting his face. He needs to grow his hair just a little below the ear. This is something I have to argue with my husband about. I keep telling him, I'm doing you a favor, just listen. Then when we get to the shirt, I feel like there needs to be something structured because the skirt and the jacket are both have zero structure. Something has to be structured. Also, the length of the skirt. Either we're going to go a couple inches above the knee or a couple inches above the boot, but not where it's sitting right there. Also, that's kind of a mullet cut, and it just isn't it's kind of giving Saturday morning, I ran out of formula. Let me throw some things on and go to the grocery store.
It's giving me millionaire homeless is what it's giving me.
Yeah, the linen doesn't help, right? So he's in full linen and linen wrinkles and stuff. Brad Pitt's rocked dresses before. He's done it on Rolling Stone covers. He's done kilts before. He looks fabulous. This isn't a win, but I'm good for men in skirts.
Yeah.
I'm good for it.
I'm looking for something more structured.
Yeah, you need to
a little waist.
I honestly think whoever accompanied him on that trip, whatever stylist, if there was one, needs sacking.
They need to get sacked. All right. So Kim K recently flew to Australia to visit her boyfriend, Pete Davidson, who shot a movie there, and racked up a pretty hefty bill for her and her entourage at a local Italian restaurant. A waiter uploaded the $576 tab, which included salads, fish, dishes, lasagna, chocolate cake, and Nutella pizza, and a margarita. The waiter said Kim also left a hefty tip. And speaking of Pete, he recently sat down with Kevin Hart and talked about how Hollywood likes to typecast him, all that to get to this as an idiot. Let's watch.
I feel like I did find some sort of a playing field where it became my thing, but now I feel like I'm at a place where like the whole like I'm not supposed to be here like type of like, you know, just downplaying everything so hard. Like it's cool to be self-deprecating. Like I love it. It's like my thing. But like now I'm at a place where like I'll do other shows and like you come in and they have stuff like written for you and all the dialogue is like, I'm a big idiot. Hey, let's smoke a doobie. Oh, yeah.
I feel like that's where Sandler got put in, you know what I'm saying? And he kind of used it and it worked for him, and he makes movies in his favorite islands with the gorgeous women, and that works for him. But I can see Pete wanting to be a little bit deeper. You know what I'm saying? Not just the stoner idiot all the time.
Adam Sandler's tackled some more serious roles, right? He's tried to do that, but he always sticks to his core.
Yeah.
Pete had that firefighter movie, which wasn't an idiot. He was
The
a
King
serious.
of Staten Island?
Yeah, he was a serious guy in that.
Great,
Yeah,
like,
it was a good
that
dramedy.
it was a lockdown movie, but that was a
good.
great movie. I think it's kind of, if you guys have seen Halftime, J-Lo's documentary, and she talks about everyone gets put in a lane. You know, like she was a dancer and people didn't believe that she could do anything other than dance. And I think once you have really conquered a certain level of, you know, success in one lane, then it's very difficult for people to see you as anything else. And that's an uphill battle for a lot of people.
I think being with Kim's going to help him.
To get more serious roles.
Yeah, because well, look how Kim's changed her image completely night and day. She's now working on prison reform. She's studying. She's passed the bar, and I think that's also maybe why he wants to upgrade his image too.
Smart.
He's in need of it.
Did she pass the bar?
She passed the baby bar, yeah.
The
she
baby
did.
bar, yeah.
She did.
And she actually got one of the highest results in the entire of America. She's now an example student. No, I'm serious. Her paper is now the example paper they give to everyone studying.
She's got the best baby bar score of all of America.
It's hard, man. That's hard.
I mean, that is you're making fun, but I'm telling you, I couldn't do it.
I am making fun. But let's go back to the bill real fast. $576 in Italy for you and your entourage. I don't think that's that terrible.
Because they don't drink.
Oh.
I looked at
There's
that
a
too. I was
margarita up
like,
there.
One person
that's
did.
just one.
Now you and I know if the four of us went, that bill would be a lot more.
And I don't like that he uploaded that. Is that cool?
I felt that was a bit violating as well, a little weird.
Snaky.
Yeah, and it was nice that it was a good thing, but again, that's a little uncomfortable.
Because I've been to Australia, and I got to tell you, you get like I went to the happy hours. Because if you don't, it's pretty pricey.
Really?
That's why I say $576. You ever go there?
No.
If you get like a steak and a beer, it's like $50. Wow. And but at happy hour, it's half price. So we were eating at 4 o'clock every day. Coming up on DBL, she's the first black woman to visit every country in the world. Jessica Nubongo shares her incredible journey with us, and a pop star is getting slammed for his national anthem performance. It says in the prompter, do you think he deserves it? He deserved it. Come back and find out why.
Closed captioning provided by.
And I said,
DBL is all new every day. So, what legal practices can you actually practice by passing the baby bar?
In certain states, it's different. So you always have to pass the bar that's in your state. So California has its own bar.
Apparently, that's one of the hardest ones as
Correct.
well.
California.
The baby bar?
No,
It
no, the
doesn't sound incredibly difficult.
The California bar. It is hard, and it's 6 hours, and it takes all day, and she didn't pass it twice. You only
can
get
only
three
do 3
chances,
times.
right? Now, New Orleans has the French Napoleonic law, which is hard to pass the bar in Louisiana. Let me tell you about that another time. But anywho, Kim
Just stick to the baby bar.
So anyway, she passed the baby bar. And
what is that? What can you do with the baby bar?
It's without going to law school. You can pass a bar with using tutors and your own self, and it's a miniaturized version of the bar.
Without going to school,
yeah.
She got the highest grade in America.
Study at home.
You don't find any comedic value to that statement at all?
No, it's incredibly difficult to do.
It's meant to be
we've
honestly
been talking about it since it was announced. That's
The
been
baby
almost 2
bar.
years ago.
And I called it, you guys, I called it the mini bar for a long time until someone, Stam goes, it's not the mini bar, it's the baby bar. Yeah, I know. That was
the LSAT, like a pre-bar.
Yes.
And so can he
right now, he has a tattoo that says,
So
my
she's not a
girlfriend.
lawyer.
Yeah, but she took the first step.
That's where I'm going.
It's like the LSAT.
Oh, so she's
and then
still
you
got
take
more
the
to do.
Is she
SAT.
not a lawyer?
I
Because
don't.
he has a
I think she's
tattoo that
still
says,
got
my girlfriend is a lawyer, and I wondered about that. In California, can
I don't
she
think you're
practice law?
considered. No, I
me
don't
take
think so.
I don't know.
The baby
I'm
bar
not
does
hating,
sound.
but I'm
It
hating.
feels like it's just like a first step you have to do to then at some point take the real bar.
You mean like register for classes?
Yeah. But, no,
But she couldn't go to a law school.
You take that like
She'd be in and out everywhere.
pre-SAT test, and then you take the actual SAT.
Perfect. Yeah. Why not?
Welcome back. Summer means baseball, and for the 9th year in a row, the American League won Major League Baseball's All-Star Game last night. There are a few videos going viral from the All-Star Weekend, but check out this adult fan. He's a man fan trying to get his baseball signed while battling out with children at Dodger Stadium. He gave an elbow, desperately reaching over them. A lot of people were commenting that he shouldn't get pushy like that, while others are saying that he's listen, look at the video, man. He elbowed a kid. That's all we got to say.
That's so bad.
He really does hit him.
That is actually shameful.
Yeah.
I literally had this whole thing like, oh, you know, sometimes people have like, you know, disabilities that we can't always see. He might have been younger and more youthful in his thought process. No, that's a fully grown man who's very aware of his actions, and he just full on elbowed a kid. And we got it on camera.
Yeah.
Shocking.
I do think there has to be etiquette at these parks. Last year we got a chance to go to the All-Star Game, and I explained to my husband and my sister, especially during the home run derby, that if for whatever reason they catch a ball, they must give it to the nearest kid. And they both looked at me like I was crazy. And I'm like, okay, cool. The guy behind us caught the ball, tried to keep it. Everybody booed him to shame until he gave it to the kid that was the nearest kid. And I was like, see? Now had that been y'all and y'all didn't do that, I would have gotten up and I would have taken the ball and given it to the kid, because y'all gonna look crazy for the rest of your life. Not me.
Shame.
Just like that, man. The kid's face was hilarious too. He was like,
stop.
What are you doing? You're like 50, dude.
That kid could have taken that dude.
All right, next up, is this the worst rendition of the national anthem ever? So pop singer Conor Gray is getting roasted online for his performance. He sang at Monday's Home Run Derby. Let's take a listen and see if it's really that bad. I said Conor Gray. I can't believe I messed up the pop star's name. First of all, pop star, get real. That guy was terrible.
Say his real name is Conan.
Yeah, his name's Conan. It doesn't matter because we're not going to be hearing much from him moving
That's
forward.
not true. Conan fans gonna come for you, Jeff. Now,
that Erica, was that good?
I'm just saying, you know, everybody has a bad day, but this is one of my favorite, because, you know, if you're at a wedding, everybody looks at the groom when the bride's walking down the aisle. When I hear the national anthem, I look at the players while it's being sang, and we get gems like when Fergie sang and Draymond Green. Give me Draymond.
That our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star spangled banner yet wave?
Draymond Green.
Ladies and gentlemen.
That is so weird.
Why could you say that was terrible?
It was
Fergie did a terrible. Why can't you say Conan Connor did a terrible job?
Because he was trying to sing it sort of normally, and it was just off pitch.
But what? You can't say it's bad. It's bad.
It was subjectively off pitch. Let's all agree on that. But
subjectively off pitch.
It was pitchy. It was pitchy. But I think Fergie's was a little.
At least she tried to spice it up a bit.
Yeah, it was bad.
Just watch the players.
Okay, how about Roseanne Barrs? You guys remember that?
I mean, I can't say nothing. That would be me. That would be me.
Yeah, but you wouldn't do it.
No, I would never dream of it, but I'm just saying that would be me. I would just be so awful. I cannot slate anyone for the singing. But at least the first guy looked good.
He really did.
He brought it in terms of
the
his
hair
style.
was on point.
Oh, yeah.
And those jeans.
Oh, yeah, they're fabulous.
I
I'd
mean,
love to
just
know
the
where
way
he
that
got
they
them
fit,
from.
like in the waist.
It was a good
and the
bootleg.
flare.
You see the flare?
It was
a good.
I mean, he gets a hall pass for his look.
He had a good flare. Yeah.
All right. Coming up on DBL, a woman's journey across the globe. We're joined by Jessica Nubongo to tell us all about touring the world. Stick around for that.
In December 2021, Omicron became the nation's most prevalent variant of COVID-19. Since then, it's modified itself slightly. These are called subvariants and are referred to as BA and a number because they're not substantially different enough to be considered a new variant. In May, researchers detected one of those subvariants, BA 2.75, and it has since been detected in at least 14 different countries, including the US. In July, multiple news outlets began calling it Centaurus to distinguish it from other subvariants of Omicron. But science writer Ed Young claimed in a tweet liked more than 12,000 times that the Centaurus moniker was created by a guy on Twitter. So let's verify. Is COVID-19 subvariant BA 2.75 officially named Centaurus? Our sources are the World Health Organization and Javier Ostale's Twitter account. Verify traced the first usage of Centaurus to reference the BA 2.75 variant to this July 1st tweet from Ostale. Ostale does not identify himself as a health official or expert in virology. Days later, headlines began popping up using Centaurus, but the WHO, which is responsible for naming variants, tells Verify it did not give BA 2.75 the Centaurus nickname. In fact, subvariants are never given official names. The International Health Agency only uses the Greek alphabet to identify variants like Alpha, Delta, and Omicron, not subvariants. So, no, COVID-19 subvariant BA 2.75 is not officially named Centaurus. The moniker appears to have originated on Twitter. With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis.
Welcome back to DBL. She visited 8 countries by the time she graduated from high school. Now she's the first black woman to visit every country in the world. We caught up with world traveler Jessica Nubongo earlier, so take a look. Okay, Jessica, you are inspiring me. So what inspired you to become the first black woman to, on record to visit every country in the world?
Well, thank you so much for having me. So really, my inspiration came from my parents. I'm from Detroit. My family is from Uganda, and they have been lovers of travel since I was a child. And so sometimes they took my sisters and I with them, and sometimes they left us at home and went with their friends. So it's just something that was instilled in me at such a young age, and really just normalized. Even if we were doing domestic trips or international trips, we always went on vacation.
Can I just really quickly comment? If you look at the photos, they look like models.
Yeah.
Like, who's taking these photos? You look like you're like perfect for Vogue magazine in these pictures.
Well, thank you. It's really a variety of people. Sometimes some of the friends that I travel with happen to be photographers, but they're really just my friends. And then other times it's like my tuk-tuk driver. So it's really just, it runs the gamut.
That's amazing.
That is good.
Jessica, so excited to talk to you, more so than half the celebrities we interview. I probably shouldn't say that. But out of all the 195 countries in the world, which is a great piece of trivia, you've been to 50 of them more than once. How has this changed your view of the world? Because I've only traveled a fraction of what you have, and it's really changed how I view things and people and cultures. How has it changed you?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the biggest change for me is how I look at strangers. So I've been to 89 countries solo, and the biggest lesson that I've learned through all of my travels is that most people are good. And it really has made me question, the assumption that a stranger is bad. I think of myself as a good person, so I don't assume someone is bad simply because I don't know them. So for me, that means all the fear of traveling alone and fear of traveling abroad is gone, because once you're not afraid of people, what is there really to be afraid of?
Wow, that is amazing. Let me continue on that. As a Black woman traveling alone, and you went to 89 countries, were you ever concerned in that way, if that makes sense? And I hope I said that graciously as well.
No. So I was never concerned about traveling as a Black woman. Honestly, for me, obviously Blackness isn't a monolith, and how we'll receive changes depend on your skin tone, etc. For me, I am visibly African. So the issues that I have are really with immigration more than anything else. Sometimes U.S. immigration thinks my U.S. passport is fake. Or like if I'm using my Ugandan passport, then people think that I'm trying to overstay my visa in their country. So for me, it's really more of that. But once I'm in the country, I don't have issues. Wow. Like, even if there's some little bit of racial things here and there, it's not enough for me to disrupt my vacation or like me seeing a new country.
Wow.
Absolutely. What country would you recommend to viewers traveling abroad for the first time? Maybe something that's not so known, like, hey, we're going to go to Europe. What country would you recommend?
It's always tough because I think people have to go where they feel comfortable. But what I would say is I love the African continent. I'm Ugandan. I might be biased, but I think it's the best continent in the world. But I think some easy places, Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania, Ghana, I think those are really easy places to jump into for your first time. And they're all English speaking countries. So for Americans, I think it's really easy.
Great tip. So one of your tips for people who want to travel is to chase the deal, not the destination. Can you explain what you mean by that?
Yeah, because a lot of people obviously are concerned about budget. And to that end, obviously, I get it. Chase the deal. To travel means just to leave your house. Tickets get expensive when you're like, okay, I need to go to this place on this day, right? That's when the tickets aren't going to be flexible with pricing. But if you just want to get out of your house, you can sign up for websites like theflightdeal.com, secretflying.com, and they send out emails every day with travel deals. So it might be, New York to Bolivia for $300. And really quickly, one fun thing that I want to let you guys know is the audiobook came out on Tuesday. And what's really exciting about it is I speak in 80 languages on the audiobook.
What? Really? Okay.
Wow. Can I be your best friend?
Yeah, you need to come join us next time you're in Denver, please. Thank you so much.
I will.
Good. Thank you for sharing your travels with us, Jessica. DBL Nation, you can pick up a copy of her book, The Catch Me If You Can, where all books are sold. You can also get the audio book, as she said. We'll be right back. Thank you so much, Jessica.
Most interesting woman in the world.
Very cool.
The most interesting person in the world.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
So Joanne asked me to verify people on Facebook telling you to send money and receive more. She saw her friend sharing a post that reads in part, Cash App is presently giving out money to help people by this period of pandemic. To benefit, you have to trade with them using gift card or make Cash App transfer for trading and get your winnings immediately after verification, end quote. And then explains if you get $100 worth of gift cards, you'll get $1,500 in return and so forth. Okay, well, right away we noticed the missing words and the other grammatical errors, some of which I've circled here. This post immediately gives off red flags, which is why Joanne brought it to my attention. So let's verify. Our sources for this are Cash App, the Federal Trade Commission, and Lachelle Yates with the Better Business Bureau of Central and Northwest North Carolina. They affirm that so-called Cash App promotion is fake.
This social media post invokes two golden rules. First, if you are being asked to pay money up front for any reason in order to collect your money, the person asking is a crook. And second, gift cards are not currency. Gift cards are meant to be given as gifts, period.
Plus, why would Cash App want your gift cards? The Federal Trade Commission says very clearly no real business or government agency will ever insist you pay them with a gift card. And the Real Cash App has a whole scam warning page on its website. It mentions cash flipping schemes when scammers promise to increase your money if you send them funds first. The scammers sometimes claim, as they did in this case, they need the payment up front for a verification or clearance fee. So bottom line, pausing to think and question can save you a huge headache.
First, realize that Cash App is not like a bank account. Your money is not federally insured. Second, use these apps like they were intended, peer-to-peer, sending money to people that you know. And third, if you end up sending money to a scammer, you're not likely to get your money back. These money sending apps, they're not going to shoulder the cost of fraud like credit card companies do.
In conclusion, we verify no, the post claiming Cash App will pay you 10 times the money on a gift card is fake.
It is getting even more expensive to borrow money for that dream house you've been eyeing. Let's connect the dots. This time a year ago, a 30-year mortgage rate was around 3.1%. This week, it sits over 5.7%. To fight inflation, the Federal Reserve raised rates 0.75 of a percentage point last month. That means having debt is becoming more expensive. Bankrate.com predicts mortgage rates to keep rising. The amount you pay will depend largely on the type of loan you choose. For example, FHA loans have a minimum down payment requirement of 3.5% of the home's value. A conventional loan, on the other hand, typically requires payment of 5 to 20%. If you can swing it, making a solid down payment can pay off in the long run. Your monthly payments will likely be lower, and your interest rates you pay will be smaller. And that is connecting the dots.
Welcome back. As temperatures rise above 100 degrees across the country, this summer is on track to be the hottest in history. And with heat waves becoming so common and extreme, we wanted to make sure you stay cool and protected. These cooling tips are sponsored by Sunsetter. First, there's a rumor going around that you need to let your AC sit in the shade to give it a break. That's actually not true. Air conditioners are designed to sit in the sun and won't recirculate cool air if they're shaded. Next, make sure you avoid strenuous activities when it's the hottest outside. Learn the symptoms of heat exhaustion like heavy sweating, elevated heart rate, nausea, headaches, dizziness, and fatigue. And make sure you have at least one air conditioner space in your home. Very important. And most importantly, stock up on water and stay hydrated. Call 1-800-513-6851 or visit sunsetter.com for guaranteed pricing on American-made awnings built to last.
Wow, you did well there. That was quite the mouthful.
Was it?
Yeah, you did really well.
I've gotten better since you've been gone. We got to talk all about that story because I can't wait to hear some stories. All right, we'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place.